Tesla has been sued for infringement of a patent on robotics. Yes, not just for robots, but for cars. And it looks like they're not alone. They're in very good company, as Perrone Robotics seems to be suing kind of everybody. Well, that's one way to make a living. Hey, this is not Tesla's first lawsuit on autonomy. It certainly won't be their last. But does this case have any merit? Well, no, I'll save you some time. It doesn't look to me like it does, but I'll present you the case and you can see for yourself. Let's take a look at it. I'm Brian. Welcome to Futuraza. So, of course, I found this story the way anyone does, by obsessively following the news day in, day out. It is all I do. Hey, that's fine. Tesla sued for allegedly infringing robotics patents. Straightforward, right? Tesla was sued on Monday by a Virginia company that accused Elon of knowingly infringing 5 patents related to the robotic systems for self-driving vehicles. In a complaint, they said that they developed a dual-purpose robotics operating system. So just the OS. Okay, we'll come back to that. Whose applications could be configured to individual robots or autonomous vehicles, addressing the once significant problem of needing specific hardware and software for each vehicle. Doesn't sound terribly revolutionary. What is a patent? We will get into that as well. Perrone said all Tesla vehicles, Model Y, X, S, 3, Cybertruck, using any version of the car maker's self-driving software Autopilot in the last 6 years infringed the 5 patents, including the 1 patent that Charlottesville-based company offered Elon in 2017. They want damages, baby, and a halt to further infringement. Yeah, I'd like some of that sweet, sweet Tesla money. Wouldn't we all? So let's take a look at a better article, because as news as Reuters is, they're kind of clickbait. Yes, they set up a paywall. You are now the product. They're less of a aggregator, less of a news wire than they used to be. They're not as bad as, say, PR Newswire, which will run any story and give you a good placement if you pay for it. But Reuters is still clickbait. Tesla accused of infringing robotics patents in new lawsuit. Great headline, Joey. I've covered Joey's work before. He does fine. Tesla's being accused of infringing, filed in Virginia. Company said they developed it. All the same stuff. Now we get into some new stuff. One patent was something the company attempted to sell Tesla back in 2017. The 5 patents cover a general purpose OS for robotics. The G-Pros suite includes extensions for autonomous vehicle controls, path planning, and sensor fusion. One key patent, this one, was explicitly offered to Tesla in 2017, but the company rejected it. What is that patent, I wonder? It's almost as if we could look it up. So let's look it up. I went ahead and put it in here to this official government website, and it brought up 2 things. One with an exact match for a packaging system. That does not appear to be it, but it also brought up this general purpose robotics one filed in 2017. This appears to be it. So if we click on it, we can see the actual patent. How cool is that? Make it a little bigger here. Sure, why not? And we can see that what it is it just has this, software, robotics applications, framework, G-Pros, and computing platform, and then the hardware kind of ties into it. That's it. That's the whole patent. That's what is defensible. So it's an operating system, I guess, and I imagine G-Pros is itself patented. But that isn't enough for me. That isn't enough for me. It feels like maybe you're taking something that's kind of vague and just suing a car company about it. And I think that might be a problem, because there are rules about what you have to do to be able to defend a patent. Let's get into that as well. Hey, do you know they're also suing Mazda for the same thing? Mazda. Well, they've got some lane keep. They've got some ADAS in their cars. That's kind of weird. They're suing Nissan. What? Nissan too? Well, that's kind of wild. But if we look over here, we'll find that, in fact, they are suing Tesla, Toyota, Volkswagen, Hyundai, Kia, Mazda, and Nissan. Because all of them are stealing our patent. Or, hear me out, they found the same approach at the same time. You can find it independently. You can patent a process or a procedure, but you can't process an idea. Otherwise, there would only be one smartphone. There would have been no Apple clones. Well, we patented OS for mobile, right? But we just built a different one. It operates completely differently. That's, I mean, does Tesla own the patent on all electric vehicles, on all electric motors? Of course not. That's ludicrous. But this wouldn't be a story. It wouldn't be in the news unless it's newsworthy, right? Oh, look, it's PR Newswire. News provided by Perrone Robotics Inc. Found it. The only source less reliable in this context than Reuters is this. Jumping back to the Tesla Roddy article, we've got a lot here. This is far from the first lawsuit they've been involved in, including one this year from Perceptive Automata LLC, which accused them of infringing on AI models. Tesla appeared in court in August, but its motion to dismiss was partially denied earlier this month. So it was partially granted, is how I'm reading that. Tesla also settled a suit with Arsys LLC, which accused Autopilot's electronic stability features of infringing on rollover prevention tech. Tesla won via an inter partes review in September. And maybe it's inter partes. I don't know. I'm not familiar. Many of these cases involve non-practicing entities. So how am I going to steal your patent if it's not something you're even using? Now, I'm not saying that Perrone Robotics isn't using it. I'm sure they have something, but of course we'll get to that too. Tesla typically counters those. Most of these cases, involve non-practicing ones. Tesla typically counters those with these reviews claiming invalidity. Tesla has defended about 70% of them. So if you're Perrone Robotics, maybe you look at it and say, I got a 30% chance here. But do you? Maybe. It's entirely possible. So let's take a look at what they do have, because they have a system. Oh, baby, do they ever. It's called the Tony Retrofit Kit. It's autonomy kit for any vehicle. You see, you have to, I'm going to accept their cookies. You see, you have to have something that you can actually say, look, no, we actually built this. This is a real thing. Makes it a lot easier to defend. This looks like a 1970s era game system, but maybe it's amazing. Autonomy kit for any vehicle. It ain't easy, but we make it look easy. Works on any vehicle you need to solve. With over 17 years and 200 per hour, 40,000 AV miles traveled. Okay, so I can name a bunch of people who've personally driven more than 40,000 AV miles. Like a lot of them. I mean, Justin the Bearded Tesla guy is one. Dirty Tesla is another. Tesla Tino is a third. But even in my personal friend group, I know a lot of people who've exceeded 40,000 miles traveled, and they were able to do it without 200 person years of experience. Well, I guess I'm making an assumption there. Maybe I should ask if they are, immortal. We built it, so they've got these components. Oh, look, here it is, the e-box with the COTS and the LiDAR, radar, camera, GPS, ultrasonic. It's all there. We've got the autonomous strength. Oh, it looks great. And maybe it is great. I don't know. So, can you patent an idea? Of course, the answer is no. You cannot patent an idea. You can patent, again, a process, a procedure. You can process a plant in certain cases. It has to be useful. I would argue it's useful. Well documented, sure. Novel, it's an OS, but in a car. OSs in cars already existed. It was novel enough to get the patent, but that doesn't make it novel enough to enforce the patent. And non-obvious. Okay. They can't be abstract. You can't just say, look, I've got an OS that merges stuff. You have to actually provide. In the case of Google, for their algorithm, they provided a large chunk of their equation, leaving out a big key detail, saying, if anyone's going to copy this, they're going to have to copy these parts as well as the part we're not showing. That's how they were able to defend it. Not that they would need to. The results would kind of speak for themselves. So, yeah, they must be well defined, and that's the trick. So, is it well defined? Well, I went and looked at their patents, some of the ones this is not a complete list, but Just an operating system, provides a general purpose OS that shows usefulness in automation. Individuals, I mean, and that's one. This one, the same thing. This one, the same thing. This one, the same thing. Now, I'm sure they've got other patents, sub patents, and sub patents, but these are the big ones, I guess. So, do they have a vehicle? I've seen them claim, oh, we've got 30 cars running it. Well, you don't have 30 partners who've put them in cars. You've put them in 30 cars. Maybe not even at the same time. It can run on at least 30 cars. That much is known. But if it actually worked, I imagine you'd have a partner snapping them up, putting them in all their cars. You don't. What you have is a product that appears to be for sale. But when I tried to search it, the Tony kit, all I could find was video after video of them making and installing it themselves. It's able to work in controlled tests, I suppose, but it isn't. It's not something that people appear to be using. Maybe some do. I could be wrong on that, but it doesn't feel the most legit. So that is something that they will be struggling with to defend. So the question is it defensible? Can they defend it at all? Well, again, if you look at just the raw stats, 30% of these lawsuits result in some kind of payout. Maybe that's what they're hoping for. Maybe that's why they're shooting so far. Maybe that's why they're doing such a scattershot approach, including the likes of Hyundai, Kia, Nissan, and others. Mazda, you're suing Mazda? That feels a lot more like a patent troll than a serious effort to me, because do you really think Mazda's using sensor fusion for their ADAS? If they are, this is completely ridiculous. I don't know how you would possibly defend that. Guys, in the comments, what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? Leave it. Do subscribe. I beg of you to subscribe. I need it, man. I need it. Make it my Christmas present if you must. And everybody else, stay tuned, stay juicy, and I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots when court is adjourned.